When I was researching my last book, I had taken a rather extensive trip to Sri Lanka. We spent about 15 days there. Of particular interest to me were the sites or places which were connected to Lord Ram, because that's what my book was about. And I knew very well that this is a topic which is of interest to a lot of people. I had taken a lot of notes, obviously, for the book. And I knew that when I went back to Delhi, whoever I would meet would come out and ask me, did you go there? Did you do this? Did you see that? What do you think about this? Was your impression of such and such like this? Or did it turn out to be any different? And therefore, I took down all the points on a piece of paper in addition to writing them for the book, expanded the points, made a beautiful speech about Sri Lanka and memorized it. So when a group of friends invited me over for one of those regular meetings that we have at their places to have fun, I knew they would ask me questions about my Sri Lanka trip. But I was prepared. I had written a speech about it. I had learnt it by heart. So the moment they asked me, I walked in, and as I expected, they asked me, oh, what did you see this in Sri Lanka? Did you go to Bentota? Did you check out Trincomalee? I immediately stood up and said, yes. For instance, talking about Trincomalee, I would say, yes. Trincomalee is a city on the eastern coast of Sri Lanka, reputed to be the capital of Ravan. It still has a temple dedicated to Ravan. It has a place where Ravan's mother's body is buried, and so on and so forth. I must have been a big hit, no? After all, I was so well prepared. I had prepared a speech, I had learnt it properly, and I was delivering it to them. Gosh, how can you even think I would have done that? Had I done it, I would have looked absolutely stupid. After all, who speaks like this? Why is this sounding so strange? Because this is the written word that is coming across. There is a difference between speaking something and reading out something that has been written, meant to be read. This is what happens when you actually write a speech the moment you want to go and deliver it or give a talk to someone. You end up with two problems. One, you use the written word, which does not engage the audience because it sounds very, very formal. Two, you memorize it, therefore you can't put your life into it. You would tend to forget. You would tend to concentrate more on the words that you had memorized than on the spirit of what you wanted to say, and therefore your engagement would be absolutely gone. So what is then required to be done? What is required to be done as per the Speak to Change Foundation guidelines is not to write down your speech the first of all. What you guys must do is research the topic thoroughly, organize your points in order, and then start speaking them out. Just speak out whatever comes to your mind. Speak it once, speak it twice, speak it thrice. By the time you speak it out 2, 3, 4 times, you will have some kind of format within which you are going to speak and deliver the points that you have made out. Now, at this stage, sit down and keep speaking and keep writing whatever you are speaking. Do not try to create formal sentences. Do not try to use difficult words. Do not try to stretch the sentences. Do not try to add conjunctions to do it. The way you are speaking, just keep typing all that. You have a document. Take a look at that document. See whether the various points are properly balanced. If they are not balanced, go back to the speaking again. Speak out those points all over again. Type them all over again. Till you have a document which actually reflects what you want to say. Once you've read that document thoroughly and you are convinced that what you are going to speak has been translated to paper, print it out, either delete it, tear it up, throw it away. You have no need for it any longer. Now this second writing process is so that your understanding of the text might become coherent. See, when you are only speaking and not observing, it often happens that you tend to stray, or you tend to kind of meander about from one place to the other, and sometimes you are not very clear. Now all this doesn't get understood if you are only speaking, unless you speak and into a camera and listen to the video. But even then the receptivity is not so good. So if you've actually first created a speech, then written it down, at that stage, you will actually be able to edit it properly. And once you have edited it, just write down the points, speak it out again, and you are through. Writing as the first step in the process of either delivering a speech or talking to anyone is just not right. Writing is wrong. Speaking is important. I repeat the advantages. First and foremost, you will tend to use the spoken word as against the written word. The spoken word being much more capable of engaging people than the written word itself, particularly when you are hearing it. After all, every medium has its own syntax, isn't it? So when you are speaking and hearing, it's a different syntax at work. When you are actually writing something, it is a totally different syntax at work. So therefore, you will hear the spoken word. The spoken word will be effective. It will engage the audience better. You will put more passion into it because you are concentrating on communicating, not on necessarily delivering special words and specific words at specific moments of time. And there will be no fear of forgetting what you've written. So friends, whenever you have to talk to someone, deliver a speech, make sure you internalize that speech rather than memorize it. You are going to be a smash hit. Keep coming back to Pack a Punch Saturdays for more tips, more hints on how to communicate more effectively.
Join the Street to Chair family.